We made it. Hallelujah.
Made it through the week.
Oh, hallelujah.
How was y'all spring break?
I don't have a spring break. I had to go to work.
Same. And that's why I put it in air quotes. Right. That's why I put it in air quotes. What's a spring break as an adult?
I enjoyed mine. I'm an adult, the oldest on this pod, and yes, I did enjoy my spring break.
That's the person that's in the school system.
Exactly.
That school system different.
Shout out to all the kids out there that enjoy spring break, man. Shout out to all the college students that enjoy spring break for sure. Speaking of college, y'all, I ain't even know. We're going to get into it for sure, but what the hell is a CBI tournament? I thought it was like a college basketball individuals or some shit like that. Like, I've never heard of a CBI tournament literally until y'all put this shit into the name for the episode.
Yeah, John sounds like a drill cartoon.
I'm the culprit for that, man. So the CBI is actually the college basketball invitational. I believe at one point. Okay. Yeah, I believe at one point it was sponsored by Auto Trader. So it was like a secondary tournament for those who clearly wasn't qualified for the NCAA tournament and did not get invited to the NIT or just refused to play in the NIT. So just
it's the equivalent of like a junior varsity tournament.
Pretty much, if you want to call it that. Pretty much.
And y'all folks got the time. Man, let's get into this shit, bro.
Yeah, because I'm like, bro,
let's get into this shit.
Start the show. Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Let's Be Real Sports Podcast, presented by Let's Be Real Media. Watch us live on YouTube and Twitter, and follow us on TikTok and Instagram at LBR_media. Also, subscribe to us on any podcast platform.
What's going on? BLJ here, the best hype man in the NBA. Man, I'm here with Let's Be Real. Tune in. Hello.
Let's be real.
Yo. Welcome, ladies and gents. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us on this beautiful Saturday morning. Welcome to another episode of Let's Be Real Podcast. I am your host, Tev Shakir. And we got my guys. We got gang here, man. The college basketball instigators right here. The real CBIs, man. That's what we on. Travel. Like I said on the...
Not Cell Block 4. Y'all remember that?
CB4. I remember CB4.
Yes.
I'm black, y'all. I'm blackity black. I'm black. I'm black. Come on, man.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Come on, shit.
Okay.
Come on, man. Y'all Negroes got me out at 8 o'clock in the morning at this point. So ain't no telling what y'all get on the podcast. I just want to let y'all know that. What up, Trev? What's up, man? Trev, I already sipping that tea. What's good, brother?
Man, y'all know I got my coffee this morning. I had my my cone before I started the show as well, man. Ja Morant got here catching strays, man. It was freaking hilarious. That's all I'm gonna say.
I saw. What's up, Lito? Lito Society, Skyland Bitter. What's up, Lito?
First of all, happy 316 to everybody. Bro, I was sitting there looking at the intro video and I got sad, bro. The intro video, nothing on that intro video is consistent but us. Grizzlies have not been consistent. The Tigers have not been consistent. The Memphis Tigers football team has not been consistent. Damn, how quickly time we ain't
even got a dollar menu no more. Sheedy, what's good, bro? What's up, Sheedy?
Damn, a dollar menu, bro. Now you're making me think about Wendy's in the yellow boxes.
They flaw as hell now. They need to go back to the yellow box for sure. Nah, yellow box Wendy's shit different.
No, you're right.
Barbecue sauce.
No, Wendy's trying to come back though, because if you use the app, you can get a single for $1 or a double for $2. So but you have to order in the app. But Hey, they trying. I can say that they at least trying.
And the folks said they finna do inflation prices on y'all asses, bro. But anywho,
yeah. What's up,
Ryan?
What up, Ryan? But let's get into it, man. Shout out to all the pods, all the shout out to gang, shout out to the network. What the hell is Savage talking about? I have no idea. If we change the name of our podcast, if you want to, Savage, you can change the host as well. I'm just playing. Shout out to Rita Hardaway for sure.
Crazy.
Speaking of, we'll be recording on Tuesdays now, so we get out Sundays to relax. Shout out to the Jeans Report. Definitely released the episode yesterday going off on the Tigers. And what are we here for? Well, we're here to do the exact same thing. So again, shout out to the Jeans Report. Shout out to LBR Game at Simply Trevor with the PlayStation Game. And everybody that's shaking in again, appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, do everything else. I ain't finna be one to just keep out asking y'all that, but y'all know the vibes. Y'all know what's up. And again, shout out to Ryan Harris in the comments with the Jump Pass Pod, bro. Keep on rocking with us. We're gonna keep rocking with y'all. But without further ado, man, we like to start this episode. We like to start this pod, I should say, on a good note. So we do have a few flowers to do. I have a few. I don't know, fellas, if y'all have some for sure. That's what we're here for. I got two of them. I want to give one salute and big flowers to Aaron Donald. Of course, he announced his retirement. One of the biggest players to wreak havoc of probably the last better parts of 10 years for sure, fellas. What are y'all thoughts about
that? Shocking to see. It was a little shocking to see because he had posted on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, a couple of days ago, of him celebrating. So I think me and most natural football fans thought that there was some big trade happening for them or for his team or whatever the case may be. So to see that he's retiring was definitely kind of sad to see because he is someone who has absolutely dominated his sport, dominated for his team. So it's one of those, again, like realizations that like, dang, we getting old, bro. Like drafted in 2014, like I said, dominated his that sport since then. So it sucks to see him go, but at the end of the day, I think he went out on his terms. He got his Super Bowl ring. So at this point, there's nothing else that he needs to do.
Yeah, I actually wasn't surprised because he flirted with retiring after winning the Super Bowl. So, and he was actually convinced to like come back to try to get another one while that Rams team was kind of still together. But unfortunately, it just didn't work out for them. And even with that, they still managed to make the playoffs because I think a lot of us really picked the Rams like to completely fall off after that Super Bowl. And they were actually maybe a couple possessions away from possibly upsetting Detroit. But I echo the same sentiment Scott says about Aaron Donald. Probably one of the best at his position, all time, possibly. That you could definitely make a case for that. For him being one of the best all time. Salute to him for a hell of a career, and I'm pretty sure 99% of the NFL is now happy that he's gone because these quarterbacks don't have to put up with him no more. So, salute Aaron Donald. You went out on your own terms. You got your Super Bowl ring. So we'll be waiting on that speech in Canton in a couple of years.
Yeah, man. I think it was only one season, I think, that he was not first team All-Pro. If not, maybe 2 seasons. I may be wrong. But out of 10 seasons, 8 of those, he's a first team All-Pro at his position. Come on, fellas. 3 times Defensive Player of the Year. His resume speaks for itself. On top of his resume speaking for itself, this is kind of Barry Sanders-esque, right? Barry Sanders only did it for 10 seasons and left. We know Aaron Donald's got more left in his tank and could possibly do more. But his ability, as Skylar mentioned, like his ability to just walk away from this at this time is huge because, what if there's one injury on the play that, paralyzes him or makes him, I don't know, whatever, so to speak. So to walk out on your own terms is huge. I'm sure the Rams are going to still pay him somehow, some way to help retreat some more defensive linemen to replace him. But Aaron Donald should be in the conversation when you talk about GOAT defensive players of the year or GOAT defensive defenders, If Aaron Donald is not on that list with a Lawrence Taylor, we are not looking at football the way we need to be.
And I think that he doesn't need to be criticized because everything that y'all said is 100% true, right? But I don't think he needs to be criticized to the point where because he did, we can say retired too soon. But, the picture that he posted with his family, like that hit hard because you're leaving one as far as one of the better, if not the best defenders of our generation, of our time. Like I said, a better part of 2 years. But you're leaving the game healthy, bro. Like, you leaving the game and able to take care of your family. You won a ring. You done everything. And I think we just need to give praise and normalize players when they do that. Because you could be talking about somebody who's in the media right now. Shout out to my guy, Luke Kuechly. Cam Newton call him a Hall of Famer for sure, but he retired way too soon. But because of his injury history with concussions, he had to call it, and he's able to do what he do now. So we need to, I think, normalize players doing that. So big salute to Aaron Donald, man, for sure. There's one less 99 we got to worry about on Madden. So my second one, of course, this ain't a sports thing, but music for sure. Y'all know me, I'm a media head. Kanye West, who's currently independent, we don't have to talk about everything he said offline, whatever. He's independent, and he's still the #1 album in the country right now. So I think we need to salute that. We need to recognize that, and we need to hope that it creates a precedence for the future. Because the more big name artists are able to go independent, then that can change the media. They can change the music game, and it can help streaming. Which every 1,000 streams, the artists get what, $4? That's bullshit. So flowers to Kanye West to hopefully revolutionize the music industry.
I will be honest with you, it ain't a whole lot that's like Kanye, so that's that's a fever dream. But hey, it can happen.
It can happen for sure. For sure. It takes the first step, man. It definitely takes the first step. Fact. Y'all have any flowers or any thoughts on Kanye?
Quick thought on Kanye. Album was really, really nice. Maybe album of the year already. So that's all I have for us there. My flowers goes to Mike McCartney, who was the agent of Kirk Cousins. And I know we'll talk about we'll talk about football later on. But my God, when you talk about agents, Rich Paul's name is up there, but this agent for Kirk Cousins consistently gets that man paid. And so I hope one day I'm blessed to have an agent that's willing to help me negotiate contracts and things like that. But I just want to give him some flowers because that man, he stays on it. If nothing else, he's going to keep Kirk Cousins paid. So he gets my flowers for this week.
Bro, him going to Atlanta really, really started something, bro. Like, for real. Like, this is from their Twitter account. So just get ready.
Kirko! Hey, they finna turn Coco up, man. They finna turn him up, man.
They about to turn that man up. I'm telling you.
We saw the little that Jettas was able to do, but now you in a city full of Jettas. Like, they finna turn Kirko up.
Yeah, just take the gold out of his mouth on that picture. That John looked a little. That was not good. That looked a little.
He's seen his grill. He got a full grill now.
Well, man, you give him a grill. You don't give him the gold.
Yeah.
You give him platinum or something.
Just give Cuz a bottom or something like that. That joint was kind of ugly. But yeah,
bro, as soon as he goes down at ATL, they finna put this man on everybody, pretty much.
Would you rather see Kirk Cousins with a grill or Kirk Cousins on a grill?
Kirk Cousins with a grill, because I've seen Kirk Cousins stuff when he's on the grill, and it's not that great.
Think about it, Lito. Thinking about that shit.
I mean, we're gonna stay with a grill. I agree. I don't know.
I say with a grill. Now
I don't know what type of seasoning he even tried. I don't even know if he put on salt or pepper. Right, that's at least the basics for those that don't know how to cook. But yeah, he didn't try nothing on that one.
I'm just sitting there imagining it like us walking into a barbecue, and we'd be like, "Damn, who on the grill?" And if your answer is Kirk Cousins, I'm walking back out.
You walk back out, exactly.
That barbecue ain't meant for me.
Oh man! Shout out to the middle. What's it? The Middle Miss red flower. That is the most rare flower in the world, and we want to give this to Mr. Mike McCarthy because boy, you in your bag. He did that. Shit, you got one?
Yeah, man, and this is going to sound really weird because, like, I've been on this guy's case for seasons, and then we just talked about Aaron Donald walking away and having the ability to walk away at this point. And so I'll be remiss if I didn't say I want to give my flowers to Leighton Vander Esch, who has been cut by the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
And I honestly believe it's time for him to retire too. He's had some He has some Pro Bowl seasons at the beginning of his career, but those neck injuries that he's had, especially the one, like I was just talking about Aaron Donald, you never know what could happen in any given play. I think it was the offensive lineman for the 49ers that pushed Leighton Vander Esch into Micah Parsons, got his neck kind of messed up again. Yep, Trent Williams, thank you. And messed up his neck again. And hey, Leighton, just thank you for what you've done for the Cowboys. And I really think you should just retire, let it go, because there can't be another freak injury that happens to you. So I'm gonna leave it at that. We got your replacement already, buddy, by the way. So you good.
Cool. Hey, we all about health here, bro. We're all about health.
Man. Take care of yourself.
We all about physical health. We all about spiritual health. We all about mental health. But damn it, these goddamn Tigers, y'all, they ain't good for no kind of health at all. Come on, give it to us, bro. What the hell have we got ourselves into, and why are we getting into the college basketball instigator tournament or individual tournament or index or whatever? I mean, what's up, bro?
So last time we recorded, last Saturday, the Tigers played right after that, lost to FAU, couldn't rebound, couldn't play defense.
Damn, hold on, whoa. I need you to have some kind of energy, bro, because you didn't sound down as hell, bro. It's real.
So as
he's saying that since last time we recorded, all that done is lost.
The last time we recorded, everything went downhill. So what else do you want?
I'm not sure what you want me to do, brother. Like, I'm here, ain't it? Like, what you want? Like, the most that I can give you is my availability, and you asking for energy. You asking for energy from a team based off of the season that I just watched. The Tigers, who were ranked top 10 on January the 18th. That is still at this point, as of today, less than 2 months ago, were ranked in the top 10, and to essentially finish in the AAC, which is the conference that we are on Twitter every single day trying to get out of. We're trying to get into the ACC. We're trying to get into the Big 12, and we finished 5th in the conference, cuz. You finish 5th in the conference, and then you walk into the AAC tournament and lose to Wichita State, bro. You lose to Wichita State because you didn't play defense, because nobody – you
don't know how to spell Wichita, huh?
It ain't even that, bro. It's just I just hope they get their shit together. And I will say, as big of a Penny Hardaway fan as I am, huge Penny Hardaway fan, nothing but respect for the man, because at the end of the day, like he said in a press conference earlier this week, like he's doing this on his own time. He doesn't have to do this. He's not entitled to do this. So he's doing this on his own time. So respect him for that. But what I need from him as a fan is I need him to take accountability. I need him to take accountability, because there are too many times throughout this season, not just this season, but in past seasons, he's thrown his team under the bus. And so granted, where at the end of the day, a coach can only coach, and the players, they have to come up with their own desire to want to be out there, their own energy to want to be out there. But at the end of the day, he's picking this squad. This is the team that he's handpicking. And so for him to consistently throw them under the bus, for him to say that he doesn't know why they walked into the game yesterday with no energy. They walked into the game yesterday as if they were going to, not yesterday, 2 days ago. They walked into the game 2 days ago as if they had another game. As a Memphis fan and as a Tigers fan, I'm very disappointed in the season. Again, like I said, they were literally ranked top 10 2 months ago, had gotten through the difficult part of their schedule. All they had to do was get through the AAC, which is not in the Power 5 at all. Like, for them to essentially fall on their face was very, very hard to watch, which is why I don't even have the energy to be positive. I don't have that, because I literally watched a team who did not want to play together. That's what I watched for the past 2 months, is a team who did not want to be together. And that was very difficult for me to watch. I don't want to hear nothing about the NIT. I don't want to hear nothing about the CBI. Ain't CBI one of these power series? Ain't that a drug? I might be crazy, but
that's CSI. That's CSI.
Oh, okay. Anyway, but yeah, difficult season, bro. I just hope that he can get to a space where he can recruit not only high-end talent that's coming out of high school, but then he can also he can get some transfers out of the transfer portal. So then he can have a heavy mix of freshmen and transfer guys that are sophomores, juniors, and seniors that can essentially help them get through the season. So at the end of the day, that's what exactly. That's what Savage knew what I was talking about. So yeah, at the end of that disappointing season, I just hope they get their shit together because that was difficult to watch.
Oh man, you talk about a roller coaster of a damn season. Jesus. The great Mike Tomlin once said, "I hate when coaches run away from the responsibility of coaching." And I've been saying that about Penny Hardaway damn near for years now. And it came to his ugly head at the end of this AAC tournament because every time you look up, he's constantly throwing his team under the bus for whatever reason. To Skyler's point, yeah, he doesn't have to do this, but why did you take the job? If it's like, is your heart really in coaching the University of Memphis? Because if it's not, then why did you take the job in the first place? That's my whole ordeal with that. And then everything that I'm hearing from him and from everyone else in regards to the players, as far as they should, play with energy, they should take pride in, playing for Memphis and playing for the name on the front and things of that nature. All that is instilled in the team by their coach. And then hearing that even him and Rick Stansbury, which I thought was actually a pretty decent hire for his coaching staff, hearing that those two are wasn't even on the greatest of terms this season, that they clashed a lot, that also says a lot about Penny as well. Because why are all of these people that you're bringing into your coaching staff only sticking around for a year and then eventually leaving elsewhere? Because it's a good chance Rick Stansbury is going to be gone. He's probably good because there's a lot of head coaching openings, and he's more likely going to land a head coaching job somewhere else. So I honestly do not know what should happen going forward. I always make the reference about a coach's hot seat is comparing it to water. The water is pretty warm right now and it's starting to heat up. So if you don't hurry up and wash your hands, you might scald your hands pretty much. So I honestly don't know what the direction of the Tigers going forward. I'm with Skyler. Just get it together. And I need Penny to take some accountability and start coaching for a goddamn change. That's pretty much it. Just start coaching.
Let me add this part. I ain't watched the Tigers all season. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to anybody on this podcast or anyone that's listening. But I'm gonna say this. Let's remove the name Penny Hardaway. 6 seasons, 2 tournament appearances, 1 tournament win. If his name wasn't Anthony Penny Hardaway, would he still be having a job next season? If he did not attend Memphis, would he still be having a job this season? Go ahead, Trevor.
Can I interject just to say, Georgetown did it with Patrick Ewing when he wasn't getting it done. Michigan just did it with Juwan Howard when he wasn't getting it done.
So what's stopping Memphis? Now I will say, Juwan, I mean, it was 8-25. That was a losing season. So yeah. I will definitely, yes, for them. And same thing, I think with Georgetown had at least a losing season, maybe possibly within that time. I'm not gonna say they did or did not. I don't have those facts. But what I will say is, it's okay, Memphis, to let your coaches go at some point, and that's across the board. To hear the things that I've heard about him as a coach, I don't believe coaching was his thing. I've said this on multiple occasions. I believe he is a great recruiter, but is he a great coach? Which would then mean you need a staff. You should have kept Larry Brown probably around a little bit longer, around you that's willing to develop the talent that you have. there's been so much talent that's came through Memphis. And can you honestly say it's been developed while they were at the University of Memphis? Not really.
No.
To be honest. Is that not the coach's job to develop the talent around him that he wants to go and get around the entire country? Is that not his job? To have a staff that's willing to do that, that's his job. And if he's not doing his job, ladies and gentlemen, or if you feel like he is bringing things out, like, for instance, if I had a son right now, I wouldn't send him to the University of Memphis. If I was in Memphis, wouldn't send him there. Why? Because I don't see the development there, period. If I want to get my son ready to play in the NBA, I would not send him to the University of Memphis. This was maybe a different talk a couple years ago when he maybe had his tournament win or whatever, and they did something. But again, take the name off of the coaching and just put up the 6 seasons, 2 tournaments, 1 tournament win. And do you keep this coach next season? Like, I'm trying to even think of, like, who from Memphis has been in the first round? When I say first round, like in the NBA draft, maybe James Wiseman,
Jalen Duren.
Mm-hmm.
Those are big men. You have to really develop that.
So if I can push back to something Sheedy said, but then it's an indictment on Penny, is Memphis is a good program. Memphis is playing in an NBA arena where there's consistently NBA scouts in and out of that building all the time. You're connected pretty much to the Grizzlies. Penny has developed talent to where they've at least gotten into the NBA. I mean, we just talked about it. Jalen Duren doing well. James Wiseman has not done as well, but he's on the NBA roster. Lester Quinones on the NBA roster. Preston Chua on the NBA roster. Kendrick Davis is not on the NBA roster. He's playing G League, but he's making money. So he's getting people there. But the other side of that is you also have to be able to at least mesh that talent together on your roster at that time. Imani Bates is another one, G League as well. But still, he's had the talent. The issue is he has not been able to manage his roster. There is consistently issues, or there's consistently locker room issues every single year. So if you ask Skylar, if you ask almost any other Memphis Tigers fan, what do I want next season? Hell, I want a season where there ain't no drama.
Yeah,
I want a drama. I want a drama-free season, cuz like have a drama-free season, win your conference, win the tournament, at least get to the tournament. You're not even doing that. And that's my issue. My issue is when he had his press conference earlier this week, he used the word, I'm doing a fantastic job or great job. And you're not doing it, brother. 69% win percentage is great. But you can't be losing to the teams that you're in the conference with, which is the Wichita States of the world, FAU, South Florida, Rice. Like, come on, we are losing to these teams. We consistently say as a fan base, we want to get into the ACC, we want to get into the Big 12, but we can't even beat the teams in our own conference, cuz. He has to do better. If I'm the AD, if I'm a donor, I'm like, cool, bet, I'll give you what you want, but this is what I want in return. You have to at least, first of all, he has got to get somebody on his staff, and I know all of y'all have said it, he has got to get somebody on his staff that can help him with the X's and O's. That team, when you watch that team, they struggle offensively. They take 15, 20 seconds to get into the play. And I'm just like, guys, like, what are we doing? Everybody's huddled around the 3-point line, and it's like, Trevor, it's your go. Sheedy, it's your go. And and that's cool and fine. But at some point in college basketball, when it's a 68 game with 3 minutes left, you got to be able to draw up something. And I'm just like, it's frustrating that like he says that nobody's outworking him, nobody's better than him in culture, which is fine. He can say that. But like, cuz, like, you got to show that to me. You cannot lose to Wichita State in the first round of your conference tournament. You can't do that. I'm sorry.
You want me to be a buck about it? I think that the players let Penny down this year. And this is not, I'm not trying to make any excuse for him, but when we were top 10, everything was gelling. When we weren't, that's when all hell started to break loose. And I think Penny could only do so much within these young players, because you also got to think, bro, these kids is different nowadays. You know what I'm saying? This is not me trying to wear a cape for Penny at all. But at the same time, if I got a top 10 team, I'm trying to do everything I can as a coach to make sure that my team maintains that top 10 or even go higher. If I'm a player with that same mentality, I should be thinking on the same thing. Them players weren't like them, bro. Them players had off the court issues that Penny may or may not have something to do with. They had on the court issues because you had certain players that wouldn't pass the ball, and if they do, they only pass it to certain players. And it's just an overall clusterfuck at this point, because now you got people in the comments, and I definitely want to talk about this comment specifically right here, Ron. Do they fear that they will lose supporters with Fire Penny? Absolutely, because one name, and y'all don't know if y'all know this name or not. The name is Bill Hargrove. When you talk about replacing a coach, you're talking about replacing a culture for a university. Mm-hmm. This is a basketball city. So if you replace Penny Hardaway, who you going to bring in to replace him? And if I'm somebody that's looking at Bill Hargrove, that's allowing certain things to happen on campus, I'm looking like, damn, do I really have the real supporters of Memphis basketball, not even just basketball, but Memphis Tigers sports? Do I really have their best interest in mind? Because we are trying to make it to a bigger conference. We are trying to do bigger things at the University of Memphis. So if we were to fire Penny, which I'm still against, because I feel like it was more of a player letdown than the coach letdown this season. I'm still against it. Again, I'm still against letting Penny go. But at the same time, who we going to get to replace him? Because I'm not trying to have another Josh Pastor come in for another 5-6 years. I'm not trying to have the embarrassment of having Tubby Smith old ass right here next to us again. Like, that was an embarrassment just as an alum to see. So again, watching this season from the outside looking in, Skylar, I would love to have a drama-free season, of course. But I'd rather have drama and Penny and a coach that I know is going to work his ass off than a coach that's like, what are you really here to do? You get what I'm saying?
Get what you're saying.
Then at that point, you really have to. At that point, you really have to ask yourself, what are you doing as a basketball program? Like, what are your goals as a basketball program? Mm-hmm. Especially when you're trying to get into a bigger conference. Because, like I mentioned before, Patrick Ewing, a huge legend at Georgetown, led them to a national championship. When he wasn't getting it done, Georgetown let him go. They moved on forward. Juwan Howard had a few good seasons at Michigan, had a losing season this past season. What did Michigan do? Let him go. These are two people that have probably had bigger impacts in their schools that Penny has had at Memphis. So now at this point, you got to do what you got to do with this program. You really have to ask yourself, what do you want to do as a basketball school that's going to make a case for you to get into one of these Power 5 conferences that we are desperately striving to get into? It's a tough decision, but that decision may have to be made. I say give them the next season, but that decision may have to be made sooner than later.
Yeah, I'll say this and then we can move on. Winning cures all. Regardless if Sheedy's the coach, if I'm the coach, if Penny Hardaway's the coach, if Rick Pitino is the coach, if Will Wade is the coach, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, Memphis is a basketball city. All we care about is winning. I could give two craps who's the coach. I don't. Right. Yep. Like, so maybe you'll lose supporters from jump. Like, you'll have these people like, that's Penny Hardaway. You can't fire him. All he's done for the program, for the city. Like, bet, cool, fine and dandy. But I promise you, if you get Took from off the street and Took comes in and in 3 years wins the conference 2 times and gets us to a Sweet 16, who's Penny Hardaway?
Gang.
Because when he does that for you, when is going to cure all, regardless of who the coach is.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I just add this real quick, and then we could definitely move on. How many seasons, and thank you, Skylar, for naming those players that are in the league, right? How many times have we on this podcast looked at what Memphis had and was going forward with and said, oh, this team could possibly be, even in January, possibly be in the Sweet 16, right? Or be a team that can actually do something greater. It's not about just making the tournament, fellas. It's about winning when you're in the tournament, whether that's your conference tournament or the NCAA tournament. And I know I've even said, I think it was back when we had James Wan, oh, this should be a Final Four team. And we can't even get to the Sweet 16. Again, winning cures all. So if it is Joe Black off the street that starts winning games, who is Anthony Hardaway? Who is the guy that took us all the way, even though, I mean, it kind of got erased, so to speak, but who's the guy that had Derrick Rose in them all the way to the championship game, and we lose because of free throws, for real. We don't really talk about him. Nobody discusses him, even though he's doing well in Kentucky, even though they just lost. But winning cures all. And if you're not winning the games to get to the tournament and do something within the tournament, then what in the hell are we playing for? Are we playing for regular season wins like a James Harden? Or are you trying to make a championship like Joker?
Right, we can leave it a second. Hey, shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Y'all got the comments jumping today, man. We appreciate it. Y'all got the comments going. Do y'all trust speed?
Real quick from Savage, then we can move on. No.
Yeah. They've been an issue, bro. Commandment number 3. We already know it. We ain't even got to say it.
So if we don't trust them, then why keep them?
Because who else you gonna bring in? That's my biggest point. If you bring in somebody,
that's a decision that you got to be willing to take.
Let me rephrase real quick, Sal. Let me rephrase. I don't trust the leadership to bring in the right people. That's the better word.
Okay.
All right.
To answer Sheedy's question, the word is called insanity, brother. That's why they had to let him go. The word is called insanity. That's why you bring them back.
Vocab with Scholar.
Write that motherfucker down real quick.
Vocab with Scholar. That is absolutely true.
Insanity. Got it.
That's absolutely true, man. All right, well, let's get into some real basketball talk, bro. All right. I don't even want to do this, y'all. We've had this conversation before. I don't even know what to call this, bro, but I'm gonna ask y'all at this point because I saw what SGA did the other day. I've seen what he been doing all season long, and I know people in the comments. He did none of the playoffs. I get it, but damn it, that goddamn Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one bad mother. Shut your mouth. So apparently, again, because we live in Memphis, people love to compare the twos. We live in a society where people love comparing the twos. We still got. I don't even want to have this conversation again until after the playoffs, but because social media done brought it at a hot spot, Sheedy, we're gonna side with you, bro. We're gonna keep it real smooth. We're gonna keep it real quick. SGA or Ja?
SGA. You said real quick and smooth. Do you want me to give me?
Come on. You give a couple smooth sentences. Give us some smooth sentences real quick.
So I will say this: regular season, he's done better than Ja because he has a first team All NBA. Ja does not have that to his accolades yet. He does have a Most Improved Player award, but that shit should have went to Desmond Bane for all we're concerned. Now. Playoffs. I just talked about, are you James Harden or are you Joker? They ain't John nor SGA ain't neither one of them niggas for real in terms of Joker. So right. I mean, to be honest, okay, I get it. Ja did this, Ja did that. Yeah, I hear all that, ma'am, sis, brother, whoever you want to be, and neither one of them went to West Conference Finals or even been in the finals yet. And if I'm being honest, Oklahoma City has a better chance of making that now. Clearly than the Grizzlies. So I hope that this comes back up again after the postseason because everyone is always, well, what has SGA done in the postseason? I completely understand. I completely hear you. And I can guarantee you SGA ain't getting nothing less than about 28 per game in the first round and maybe even in the second round. And the Oklahoma City Thunder are not folding in that first round. So give me SGA over Ja because, again, SGA ain't flashing no gun.
Damn, Dwayne Johnson. We got to catch it straight from Dwayne. Now we got to catch one from you, Sheedy. Let Ja be good, bro. Let him be straight. Let him be
what it is, man. I mean,
if SGA flashed a gun and missed 25 games, then maybe we could talk something. But,
God damn.
You know, he's consistently on the court and consistently putting up 30.
Yeah, I mean, when I tell you the easiest lock, if you're a sports betting guy, is to go SGA over 28.5 or over 30, you can book that every single night because it's definitely happening.
And a dub.
And a dub, if we're being real about it. If I'm GM and I'm having to choose between SGA and Ja as of right now, I think I'm still gonna go with Ja.
Thank you.
I'm still going to go.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Ja from the standpoint of, as a GM, as a owner, the first thing I need to do is sell tickets. The first thing I need to do is sell tickets. Now, and this is not a knock against SGA whatsoever. But if you want to do a poll, who's more box office, Ja or SGA? The answer is going to be Ja. Now, granted, Ja has had several off-the-court incidents. His team specifically has not been has not been consistent as of late. But that's not all on him. If I had to bet money right now in terms of who probably has a little bit more upside, it's all right. I'm coughing today. I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going with Ja, but it's damn close because to exactly what Sheedy said, like SJ balling, cuz like the smoothest 28 to 33 points a game that I've probably ever seen, probably next to Kawhi. I've watched SGA probably about 5 times in the past 2 weeks. I don't even know if I've seen Cuz sweat before. Cuz don't even sweat. It's the easiest 30 points I've ever seen in my life, bro. Like he gets to every spot that he wants to get to on the court. If a double team is coming, he already know where the ball is going. He can score in the mid-range. He can score at the three. He can score at the rim. Shots off the basket, turnaround, baseline jumpers. Cuz got a bag. And it's a bag that I didn't think that he would have coming out of Kentucky, but he's worked his butt off. But for the sake of this question and for the sake of this podcast, right now, I'm still going with Ja.
Respect.
Yeah, I'm also taking Ja Morant as well. And granted, the season that SGA is having has been nothing short of amazing. I honestly think he would probably win MVP this year because of voters' fatigue. They're probably gonna get tired of voting for Nikola Jokic. But I mean, it's still a lot of stuff that's glaring. Like, yeah, it's a conversation I want to revisit after the postseason because it is damn close. But I still think that they're going out in the first round to the Lakers if they match up with the Lakers in the first round. I still do believe that. To Sheedy's point, he mentioned that SGA does have first team All NBA. I don't count that because everyone and their mama knows that was Ja Morant's spot, and if Ja Morant not have gotten suspended and gotten in trouble, that spot would have been his. But that will be corrected this season because I expect SGA to be first team All NBA this season. So
that's 2 first team All NBAs over Ja.
It'll be a second. It'll be a second.
Write that down. Write that down.
It'll be a second. I'll give it to him. It'll say his second. I just want to acknowledge it because I know the true story. But yeah, what SGA is done is nothing short of amazing. I really want to see him do it in the playoffs. I do expect him averaging close to 30, around 28 a game in the playoffs. I just gotta see that matchup, and if they draw the Lakers, which is very, very likely, I just don't see them getting past the Lakers.
I think for me, I guess to really answer the question, of course, I'm going SGA right now because I do see more of a complete game. And what I say by complete game is offensive and defensive. Like the guy averages, I think, like a steal and a block a game. That's great to me. The guy has a mid-range, which is what we've been asking and praying to God that Ja is practicing on. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to get to the free throw line. He picks his spot. He chooses his spots. And one thing that I do want to address, though, is we know that SGA haven't had the playoff success that Ja has had. But if you think about it, and let's really dive into this basketball heads. If you think about it, Ja came into a way better situation, playoff ready, than SGA did. When you talk about Ja coming into it, of course they won, I think, what was it 25, made the play-in against the Warriors his rookie year, I believe. And then the second year, or was that his second year?
That was his second season. His rookie season, that was the bubble.
That was a bubble. And the fact that he was still able to do what he did, we had, again, people hate me bringing them up, but they were veterans on the team that we needed. The Kyle Andersons, the Anthony Meltons of the world. Those guys matter and played their roles to where Ja can come into his lane, come into his own and do what he's been doing for all his life. SGA, on the other hand, he had to wait a year for Chet Holmgren to get healthy. He had to wait for Jalen Williams, both of them, to develop their games. He had to wait for Josh Giddey to stop messing. I was just playing. I mean, because like the NBA really forgot like we forgot. If we're going to keep it a buck. If we're going to keep it a buck. But we came into this season fair enough to say that that Josh Giddey was going to be a top 10 shooting guard. He had to progress his game. So I'm saying that all of this has led to this moment. As long as the Thunder stay healthy and don't go against the Lakers, they'll make it to the second round. And I think when we do revisit this conversation, I think hopefully it'll be 3-1 instead of 2-2. So I mean, so we'll see. This is not a Ja Morant bash podcast, by the way. We love Ja Morant. We love Ja Morant.
I gotta disagree with you, bro. Because
I love it.
One, SGA literally went to his first season. He literally was on the Clippers, that Clippers team that made the playoffs and kind of gave the Warriors a little scare or whatever.
He was a rookie.
Doesn't matter because if you're gonna use Ja as a whole situation as a rookie, you got to keep it a buck with SGA.
I actually gave him credit.
Second season.
Yeah, I gave him credit.
Yeah, you were saying his second season because I was like, the first season was the bubble. They were in the play-in. They didn't make the play-in.
And I gave him credit.
That team was not built for the playoffs. SGA, when he came into the league, he was on that Clippers team. Granted, he didn't get as much freedom as he does now with Oklahoma City. At all. They were still there. And then when the move to OKC happened, in OKC's case, they had just torn everything down. So they literally were starting from scratch. The Grizzlies kind of in a way were doing the same thing. They were literally starting from scratch, which they did with drafting Jaren Jackson Jr. and then eventually getting Ja. In OKC's case, they got SGA and all those picks after moving off from Paul George and Russ. And you see where they are now. So, and then SGA had CP3 for a season, which was also, if I'm not mistaken, in the bubble. So,
lost to the Rockets, I think.
Yeah, they lost to the Rockets on a last-second shot with James Harden playing defense, which was shocking.
Shocking.
But I think overall, like the debate, I think is not as clear. It's not clear cut as it used to be anymore. Like it's a serious debate. Like, and again, we're not a job bashing podcast. We love jobs. I love SGA. I'm still to this day trying to make his build in NBA 2K one day. So it's not us bashing either one of them. Like we love them both, but we might want to like really, really analyze this going forward if we social media because it's not as clear cut as it used to be anymore.
Agreed. Leader, you got something else? They're like you in heavy thought.
You ready to talk about them Steelers?
Yeah, I think it's time. You ain't got to talk about them, but
black and yellow, whatever.
you ain't got to talk about them, but Trevor, the floor is yours. Well, before we open up the floor, of course, NFL free agency is here. Shout out to our teams, except the one that's down below right here, because his teams ain't doing the goddamn thing. But shout out to our teams for making moves that we either agree or disagree with. Again, NFL free agency is full underway. Trevor, the floor is yours.
All right, so I'm just going to start from right when the news actually broke to what I was doing pretty much. So last Sunday, obviously when the news broke, had a pretty decent night, spent some time with the wife, things of that nature. Me and her was watching the Who the F Did I Marry series because someone posted that entire series on YouTube. So we was watching that. Got a little tired, decided to go to bed early. Wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. My phone is riddled with notifications. So I'm like, yo, what is going on? I didn't even see the notification. I went straight to Twitter and I saw the Adam Schefter report that we had signed Russell Wilson. My first thought was like, yo, I need a drink. Cause I was not rocking with it at all. And then I thought about it, I was like, no, drinking is too easy, and I might actually enjoy drinking too. I was like, I need to do something worse. Like this has to hurt to
crap.
I need pain to establish this. So
cocaine?
No, just hear me out.
Heroin?
So just hear me out. For the next 2 weeks, I'm going to listen to Future's entire discography, every studio album that Future has put out. I am going to listen to it to the point that maybe I lose a brain cell, maybe 1, 2. So maybe I can level with this front office to understand what the hell was they doing with signing Russell Wilson. I get it. We needed an upgrade at quarterback. Is he better than Kenny Pickett? 100%. Does he give up an opportunity to win? I guess. But my thing is, you have to build your team to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And I don't see that with Russ, honestly. Now, granted, he had a decent season with a terrible situation in Denver. I get it. But I think we're going to rue the day we sign Russell Wilson. And I would not be surprised if we had a losing season next season. And I think we'll be back in this situation again in 2 years looking for a quarterback.
Before I ask, because we do have another Steelers resident here, and I thought it was an okay, pretty decent deal. I didn't know it was going to be this bad to the point where you had to do cocaine at 5 o'clock and that whenever you did it. But
no,
Lito, you are the other.
No, because cocaine at any point, if it's 5 in the morning or 5 in the afternoon, it's wild.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, but that's wild, cuz that's extreme.
That's what it sounds like.
That Franklin, get that James Franklin boy.
I'm gonna make it real quick. I don't see the issue with it. You're not tied to him. You're not tied to him after the season. You're literally paying him the vet minimum, which is $1.2 something million. You could draft Spencer Rattler, 3rd or 4th round. I'm not sure where he's projected to go. Quarterback out of South Carolina. So you could draft him, and if he comes into training camp balling, guess what? You could cut Russell Wilson. You're not tied to him at all. Me personally, granted, that's not who I wanted. But if you go, that's funny. I'm not sure if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, what options that you had. Because at this point, granted, you were linked to Justin Fields, but I'm of the mindset now that Chicago's not trading him. So then you could potentially want to pay the bag for Kirk Cousins. Seeing what he got now, I'm good on that. What other options did you have?
And this coming from
exactly, unless you want to run it back with Kenny Pickett, or unless you want to run it back with Mason Rudolph. Now, granted, Mason Rudolph got you in, but you just said that you got to beat Kansas City. Now, granted, who would you put money on to potentially beat Kansas City? Russell Wilson or Mason Rudolph? You ain't got no other choice.
I get it.
So yes. So really, I mean, they'll be in the same conversation not even in 2 years. Next year, trying to find a quarterback. But for right now, for 2024, you really ain't got no other choice.
Yeah, and
I get it.
Yeah. To add on to what has been said, I think realistically, the only team that has the quarterback right scenario is in Kansas City, right? they're paying the bag for that. And I mean, $1 million ain't hurting nobody in the NFL. It's hurting me. But it ain't hurting nobody in the NFL for sure. To be honest, to echo what you have said, also Trevor and Skylar about the Steelers are not legendary going to pay their quarterbacks millions and millions of dollars anyway. They really don't do that. And so your quarterback realistically for the black and yellow team is TJ Watt. Period, point blank. If that man is healthy and is on the field, who should have been a defensive player of the year, by the way, y'all have an ability to actually stay in the game and win the game. And that's what gave Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph a chance to win the games was TJ Watt and that defense. So they're not – the Steelers will never pay for a top-name quarterback. It just is not for them. No. Unless they already have him, like a Ben Roethlisberger, they're not going to go trade for that. It's just not going to happen. So I look forward to the development. But, yeah, $1 million. Y'all going to win about 10 games this season. What I saw from TJ Watt is crazy.
So
at least 10. But the Browns
is the same we won last season. So
here's my thing, because I went into the season with the he's done narrative. Of course, we had that episode, and that was a fun episode to do. But I felt like Russell was done with the Broncos. He was proving me wrong. I'm man to admit he was definitely proving me wrong. And then when they left him out, I'm like, damn, hold on. Like, even I'm not the biggest Russ fan, but they doing him wrong. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But the fact that y'all get them for literally pennies on the dollar, bro, I don't understand what's that bad to be upset about, especially who was at the comments. Mike, shout out to Mike. who said you can bring a young quarterback in and come and learn from Russell for a year.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually not in a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ask y'all this real quick. You said 10 wins. Of course, we're gonna have the over the summer episodes and everything. But right now, just like for both y'all Steelers fans, how confident are y'all, I guess, to see y'all team have any kind of success next season? Because y'all were right there last season, and then you're replacing your quarterback with Russell Wilson, who didn't have a bad season. I don't see what's too much to be upset about.
Still, moves need to be made. We traded Deontay Johnson. You
still got
there you go. You're welcome. You still got to find another receiver. You still got to find a center. You still got to find an answer at corner. But again, because you're only paying Russell Wilson $1 million, you still have cap space. And the thing that's giving me hope now is that we have a new GM, Omar Khan, who is completely different from Kevin Colbert. Who Kevin Colbert wouldn't trade up for people, wouldn't be willing to go spend money. And Omar Khan is literally like, if you don't want to be here, cool, bye. Deontay Johnson, cool, bye. Like, you hear it. The fact that she put her bonnet on by herself and is sitting as perfectly as needs to be is crazy. But yeah, I'm confident in it. I think because they signed Patrick Queen because Lord Jesus, we had an inside linebacker since Ryan Shazier. So I'll definitely take that. I'm confident in him.
All right. And you said 10 wins and a new future. I'm on top of it. Hey, future finna drop again. He dropping stone.
Can't ask for nothing more than that.
He dropping two
times, actually.
Two. He dropping two. Come on now. Oh man, it's about to get serious out here. But now, definitely want to ask y'all that. Shout out to my Panthers too, real quick, 30-second ISO, man. I don't appreciate the slander that my Panthers have been taking from people like Luke Combs and everybody else, bro. Like Pat McAfee. We made some solid moves. Granted, we didn't get a first round like we should have years ago, or even this year with Brian Burns. We didn't get a first with Chris McCaffrey. We got a first for DJ Moore, even though we had to trade it away. To do all that to say we made some solid moves this so far in the last week or so. I'm not a pissed off Panthers fan that I was last week. Right now, I'm distant. I'm distant. All right, I see the comeback. I see the light. But we'll talk more about the Panthers later on in the summer. But again, shout out to y'all for blessing us with Deontay Johnson. That's one of my favorite moves. But gentlemen, I want to ask y'all, what are some of y'all favorite moves? We're gonna go around Sheedy, Lito, then Trev. Real quick, what's the move that you like the most, and what's the move that you dislike the most?
I just want to add this about the Steelers, by the way.
Oh yeah.
And this is in regards to NFL. You have two options. You either pay your quarterback top dollar, or you pay everything around your quarterback top dollar. So the Chiefs are an example of paying your quarterback top dollar. The 49ers are an example of you paying everyone else around you top dollar. So if anything, I hope that the Steelers can take what the 49ers have done and the Eagles have even done to even just make a team around them. And also, what I will say, speaking of this, my wins right now, my team that I think I'm not going to say the most scared of, but I'm going to see them twice a year, is the Philadelphia Eagles. And
of course,
what I like about them is not realistically the Saquon Barkley, so to speak. It's Kellen Moore. And when you look back at their offense, got a lot that was very stagnant at times and at points, even though they won, it was 10-1, I think, at one point in the season, and just kind of lost their identity offensively. That's not in Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is going to make sure your receivers eat and your running backs eat. And so with that being said, I think the Eagles had one of the better off seasons. I'm not saying they had the best. However, when I look at the totality of this team, they are going to miss Fletcher Cox. They are going to miss Kelsey for sure, because there's nothing like a quarterback on the offensive line. And Jason Kelsey was definitely that for years. And also another Hall of Famer, two Hall of Famers, we mentioned three Hall of Famers, I should say, that have retired this season. Aaron Donald, Kelsey, and Cox all need to be first ballot Hall of Famers, if you ask me. However, that is not going to hurt what Kellen Moore can do for that system for Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and Saquon Barkley. That is scary thinking about what they can do. And then you know they're going to sign somebody else for no reason. Because why? They're not paying Jalen Hurts yet. That's why they're able to sign all these players like this. Mm-hmm. Now, the moment they sign Jalen Hurts to a big deal, then they're not going to get all these other players. And I think that Hassan Reddick is staying as well. So, and Brandon Grant, like the Eagles are okay. They're where they're hurting at, in my opinion, is linebacker and cornerback. Because I don't believe in Bradbury. I don't believe in Dre. I don't believe in their corners. Safety, okay, whatever. But as long as your front four can do well, they'll take care of your back four as well. So I'm going to give it to the Eagles right now as one of my teams that I really don't even want to see. And I think they're going to come out. And they're going to be hungry too. They're already upset about how they really got the boot and lost even a second seed in the NFC. So I think the Eagles, to me, are one of the scarier teams that you don't want to see next season and have won the offseason so far.
Mine is everything that the Houston Texans have done. Traded for Joe Mixon, got Danielle Hunter, got Nico Autry. Like it's one thing to get a really good productive player, but it's a whole totally different thing to get a productive player from a division rival. And they've gotten at least two from the Tennessee Titans on defense, which I think is what Houston needed to improve on for their team overall. So just listing all of that, and it's just like, damn, like if CJ Stroud can continue to improve as a quarterback, can continue to be on that wave that he was on in his rookie season, carry that over to his second season, Houston is going to be very, very scary for a good minute because to Steve's point, he's on a rookie contract. And when your quarterback is on the rookie contract, you have the doors open to you to do whatever you want to do. And so if he can continue to do that, and like I said, these players turned out well for them. If I'm the Titans, I know if you're the Titans, the Jags, the Colts, me outside looking in, I'm worried about the Texans. So I liked everything that they did.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Sheedy's theme of the divisional rival, man. And I hate to say it, but it's the Baltimore Ravens signing Derrick Henry. Baltimore, of course, has built their whole shtick with Lamar Jackson based on being able to run the ball effectively. And now you add someone in Derrick Henry who's probably been near the top of the league in rushing for at least the past couple of years. Yes, my man Pride, they've been in a title with bust now. But this may be the move that puts them over the top because in the playoffs, what's one of the things you have to be able to do? You have to be able to run the ball effectively. And now with him in the backfield, you're not asking Lamar to run the ball as much. You still want Lamar to be Lamar, but you're probably doing this with a little bit more because let's just be honest. If the Ravens were running the ball effectively in the AFC Championship, we're talking about them in the Super Bowl outside other than Kansas City. So I hate we got to tackle this man twice a year, but it is what it is. For me, it's Derrick Henry signing with Baltimore.
Yes, Skyler.
It's cool, but are they going to run the ball in the playoffs? It's the same thing with the Eagles. Are you going to run the ball?
They ain't got a choice.
You do. Like you can do the opposite, right? Because we're being real about it. Philly has had a pretty decent running back. DeAndre Swift wasn't terrible. Why was he looked down upon? Because they weren't running the ball. The running backs that the Baltimore Ravens had, they ain't been bad. But why did they consistently lose to the Steelers? Why are they consistently losing to the playoffs? Because they're not running the ball in the playoffs. So it's cool that you got Derrick Henry. It's cool that you got Saquon Barkley, but are you going to run the ball? And if you're not committed to that, when you have the offensive line that those teams have, and you have the talent that you have at running back, it's almost irrelevant.
And to the point you make, I agree, and which is why I didn't say Saquon. It's Kellen Moore. Mm-hmm. And Kellen Moore is going to make sure that
he's going to run him over.
Yeah, he's going to make sure everybody around is eating. He's going to put up them yards regardless. So that's why I said that. Mm-hmm. But your point is very valid. Like, you cannot lose shout out to Dan Campbell for the Lions. He didn't lose his identity making it into the playoffs. Yeah. He still went for fourth down. He still did everything that he did. Mm-hmm. So Do you have to switch it up every now and then? Yes. Okay. Yes. You might need to make a few game enhancements, but Dan Campbell stand on whatever he wanted to stand on. And unfortunately, did it cost him? Yes, it did cost him, being in the Super Bowl. Yes. But he rode the horse that got him there and then switch it up.
Facts.
I think for me, since y'all kept it into the division, I might as well keep it into the division too and say shout out to the Buccaneers. Man got a $100 million contract, y'all. I ain't heard a word. My man got a $100 million contract. Give it up for Baker Mayfield, ladies and gentlemen.
Way to bet on yourself. Way to bet on yourself.
Way to bet on yourself. And you know what's going to happen? What happened is we end up getting a coach to turn him up. So, whether or not Baker have a good season next season, I don't care. Why? Because he got paid like the man he should. And shout out to the Buccaneers. Now, hopefully we can beat them at least one next season. But everything you said about the Texans is definitely true. They're taking advantage of their quarterback being on a rookie contract. So they're bringing in, pieces to help them literally take over the AFC South. And again, shout out to the Titans. Shout out to our captain, who probably should have been on this episode, if you want to be frank.
Here you go again, bro.
He's in the comments. He's in the comments, bro. Like y'all, come on, man. TP pulled up on the Titans, man. Y'all got some good things going in the Titans, man. Shout out to TP. But again, the Texans, they doing what they doing that thing, and they're looking like they're trying to take over the AFC South. Not for next year, but for years to come. So everything y'all said about the Texans for sure. I don't really have any moves I dislike per se. Like I said, I do hate that we waited 2 years to trade Brian Burns to get taken a fifth back. But how can you hate a move when you ain't done a move?
First of all, I'm not even upset about the Cowboys move. That's not even what I'm concerned about. What I'm concerned about is we talked about the Texans, but this team, what the hell are the Minnesota Vikings doing? They're losing all their pass rushers. They re-signed that same safety that nobody sees at all.
Thank you.
They re-signed him, but let go of all their pass rushers and linebackers.
Kirk got the same cousins. They
ain't got no quarterback. Justin Jefferson ain't signed no deal that I know of, and it's possibly in the last year of his deal. What are you doing as a Minnesota Vikings? Skull that. I don't understand that. So yes, I understand the Cowboys ain't doing shit. But the Vikings are letting go of everybody.
They got Sam Darnold.
We're nothing.
Who? I think Minnesota is going to look to move up in the draft.
Yeah, I think
try to get them a quarterback because they still got solid weapons on offense. Of course, they got Justin Jefferson. They got T.J. Hockenson. They just signed Aaron Jones from Green Bay. So I'm with you. I still don't know, but they got. I honestly think they're probably going to try to get their quarterback in the draft.
Good luck.
Real quick, man. It's funny out here, bro. Like the Cardinals have one of the top spaces, cap hit space, not cap hit space. What the hell am I talking about? That's cap spaces. And no, ain't that, bro. I just can't think right now. The Cardinals had a top 5, top 6 cap space, and they only brought in Desmond Ridder. So hearing people talk about this shit out here,
that was gonna be my team. That was going to be my team. Like, bro, what are y'all doing?
When you let Kyler Murray know that you're committed to him, you trade for Desmond Ridder.
No, that's what they did.
You took mine. That was going to be
Kyler Murray and fans know that hey, Kyler Murray is our guy. You trade for Desmond Ridder. That's exactly what that movie.
When you get a chance, because I was sitting there like, damn, what team did I don't know what they're doing, made bad moves. When you get a chance, go look at their roster for the Arizona Cardinals and tell me more. If you can give me more than 5 names that you like, oh, okay, I know who that is.
They got more than 5 players?
Let me see. I'll try. Let me see. Kyler Murray, Bull Baker.
Yep.
James Conner's still there.
He's still there, absolutely.
Stretching.
Ooh,
Good answer. We'll wait till the end of the
podcast. I gotta give y'all 3.
The crazy thing is, them teams ain't even there no more. Ain't that crazy?
With the Commanders.
Hey, shout out to them. They made some solid moves. Shout out to the Commanders.
They signed half the people from the Cowboys, but they made the moves.
They sure did. Took our
the
fucking
Washington
center.
Cowboys is who they are.
Yes, man. Fuck.
And former Panthers as well with Curtis Samuel and Louisville. Shout out to Louisville. Get your money, dog. I ain't mad. Get your money. But definitely. So let's.
No, Curtis Samuel. I thought went somewhere else.
No, he with the Commanders.
The Bills.
He with the Commanders. Or is it the Bills? I think the Commanders. One of them he did go to the Bills. You're right. You're right. You're right. He with the Bills. No, y'all right. You're right.
Yeah.
They should be giving Marvin Harrison Jr., which is the big thing out here. So we'll see who will be catching.
One.
I've been hearing that too. Yeah, I've been hearing they
shout out to Ryan. Ryan added Riller to the 5 list, so I mean I guess that count.
I was doing last season.
That's cheating.
I was doing last season. So
yeah,
Mike said who? That's hate.
Nah,
don't hate on Marvin Harrison, bro. Don't hate on Marvin Harrison.
Oh no, he not. You can't hate on Marvin Harrison. No,
can't hate on Marvin Harrison, bro. Come on now.
Well, speaking of players we can't hate, bro. Let's get into our LBR P.o.Ps, baby.
Pushing it up to basketball. Let's go.
Get into our push it back to basketball to hoops, and we're gonna end the pod. It's definitely a long pod, but hey, I'm here. I'm chilling, and shout out to everybody that's still rocking with us. My P.o.P. I'm gonna start this thing off, man. Of course, our player of the pod. We like to recognize players in the association. Mine is DeJounte Murray. Shout out to DeJounte Murray, who should be a Laker right now. Again, he should be a Laker right now, but the Lakers ain't get their head out their ass. That's what it is. But over the last week, since March 8th to yesterday, March 8th to March 15th, he's averaged 34 points a game and 7 assists, 2 steals. He's been balling. Trae Young ain't been playing per se for sure, but he's put up 40 twice, and again, 34 in a week. That's what we look for in the P.o.P. So shout out to DeJounte Murray. Hold it down.
Your 34 game is crazy. I go next. Go ahead. I'll make mine real quick. To keep it Tigers related. Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren's been balling.
Rebounding.
Jeez.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
My goddamn. Again, you want to bet on somebody to get more than 10 rebounds? Go talk to Jalen Duren. In his past 10 games, a double-double in 8 of those 10. Had a 24 and 23 game against the Raptors a couple of days ago. He's mine for the week. He balling.
Man,
what y'all got?
Mine's for the week, man, and it's a shame that he's not getting. Well, he really hasn't gotten the love that he's gotten enough, but he should get a little bit more than what the credit that he's given. And that's Paolo Banchero, man. The way that he has come in, and of course, shout out to 3 the Hard Way for shouting out Jamal Mosley for getting that extension. But the way that he has single-handedly come in and changed this entire landscape for the Orlando Magic since day one, and nobody is talking about it, is just crazy. I'm pretty sure you guys know that the Orlando Magic right now are sitting, if I'm not mistaken, four in like that 4 or 5 spot in the playoffs right now. So they're sitting comfortably right now. And I think a lot of that is a test of Paolo Banchero. Don't get me wrong. You got quality pieces around him. Franz Wagner is nothing to mess with. You got the resurgence of Markelle Fultz. Jonathan Isaac, of course, is a Swiss Army knife on defense. Jalen Suggs is starting to figure it out. So, like, this team is pretty solid. And all it really took was them getting Paolo. And honestly, truthfully, they actually made the best decision taking Paolo number 1 overall, because if y'all guys remember, it was a debate between him and Jabari Smith Jr. for Orlando who they were going to take in that draft. And it was a lot of question marks when they took Paolo, but it's big ups to Paolo for what he's done all season, honestly, all season. So
this is a Fultz fan love podcast. Shout out to Fultz. Absolutely.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. Shout out to Domantas Sabonis, man. Last 5 games, 22 points, 16 rebounds, 9 assists. And of those last 5 games, 2 of those have been triple doubles. And guess who those triple doubles were against?
The
Lakers.
I
already know.
And he's shooting 70% from the field in those last 5 games. And ladies and gentlemen, he's just about to go against the Knicks, by the way. historically against the Knicks, he's averaging 22 and 16 and 9 against the Knicks. So it ain't just the Lakers, fellas.
Dude, do I need to bet? Do I need to bet on a triple double alert for
yes.
the Monsters?
Yeah,
better get with the program,
because who's
him and Luka, him and Luka, triple double, easy.
Yeah, because who's going to guard him for the Knicks? Josh Hart?
Ryan literally started. Yep.
Yeah.
Ryan literally stole what I was just about to say. Anthony Davis is 0-9 against Sabonis. So yeah,
and to that point, bro, he is putting Anthony Davis under the rim every single time, bro. It ain't too many people that can. It ain't too many players that can bully AD. Jokic is one of them. Embiid is one of them. But if I had to tell you, like, give me 3 names, those 2 would be the first, and Sabonis would be the third. Sabonis is bullying AD. It's crazy to watch, bro. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And of course, it's crazy that I saved a live for y'all, and none of y'all ducked that mother for the P.o.P. So of course, got to recognize Luka. 7 straight triple doubles outside of the Warriors game. 7 straight triple doubles.
He was mine last week.
Okay, cool. Okay,
yeah, 30-point triple doubles. That's the crazy part.
Bet.
Skylar took mine with Jalen Duran, so I had to come up with another one on the fly. It's all good though.
Bet. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Oh, real quick, your boy Mike Tyson gonna knock the fuck out of Logan Paul.
And if it ain't within the first 60 seconds, then
just real quick.
If it ain't within the first 60 seconds, that motherfucker is rigged, bro. He need to put them money down immediately.
Real quick.
Bro, yeah.
All right.
I mean, it needs to happen though. Because look, Tyson, you remember the podcast Tyson was on, the interview where he was like upset at because he's not the same person he used to be boxing wise. And then in the exhibition match with Roy Jones, he looked like he had towards the latter part of those rounds, he was starting to get a little serious. Like he really wanted to knock that man out. So yeah, it gotta be within the first couple of seconds, man. At least the first.
Hopefully. But yeah, they bored as hell doing it. They ain't got shit else to do. But let's get into it, man. Appreciate everybody for coming in. Appreciate everybody in the comments, man. Y'all had the comments rocking today.
Y'all had the man for real.
Comments rocking. Shout out to everybody checking this out, man. What do you say again? Mike is crazy.
To willingly get in the ring with Mike Tyson, I don't care if the man is 57, 27, 77, or 97, or if he works at 107. That's a bad idea, cuz.
We're gonna move on because he tried. Good try. Good try. But we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
107 is the hip hop radio station here in the city. So for those that are unaware,
we are going to end this show on a positive note. We appreciate everybody for checking us out because Lito, you tried me, and I can't believe you just did. But shout out to everybody over there at Hot 107. But most important, shout out to everybody that's with Gang. Shout out to everybody with Let's Be Real Media. Shout out to the 3 the Hardaway Pod again. We'll be recording on Tuesday. Shout out to the James Report. Just blessed us with an episode yesterday, so make sure y'all check the homie out. LBR Gaming, of course, with Trevor, but he got that belt on like he got something up the sleeve. That's all I'm gonna say.
Look. Shout out to Took, man. We was able to hop and wreck one day. We actually got a W, which was lovely. I actually played like his player pop in this one with DeJounte Murray. Believe it or not. So we'll look out for that footage coming soon, and some more footage of me just goofing off online and putting people in posters with my Tracy McGrady build, which was hilarious too. So
yes, sir.
Yeah. Be on the lookout. We moving.
Be on the lookout. You got that belt, bro. It's subliminal, but I feel you. Again, make sure y'all check out for Ryan here. Shout out to Ryan in the comments as well with the Jump Pass 5. We got things shaking. We got things going. Over here, Let's Be Real Media, man. I am your host, Tab Shakir. Again, appreciate y'all for rocking with us, fellas.
Yo, this your guy, Trev. I'm at the Art of Trevor. Is a preposition, so you know what not to do with it. Wrestling is back. Wrestling is hot again. Go check it out. It doesn't even matter which company. Just enjoy it. We back, man. We back.
For sure. You can check me and Eva the Diva at _Skylead on Twitter.
Hey.
Me and Eva getting our tweets off. So there you go.
Eva the Diva.
Eva the Diva. That's
I kept it right there. Sheedy, it's really Sheedy, man. Hey, and shout out to women's basketball as well. It'll probably be more exciting basketball with the women than the men. So you might want to check that out. And it's Women's Month.
I was about to say, shout out to Women's Month, period, man. I did throw a lob out for a suggestion in the group meet, so hopefully we read
you
that
ain't read it.
Not, then it's cool.
Women's basketball has been so good. They got fans jumping out at the crowd to fight. It's that good, bro.
That's how good it is.
And that's where you put stop. That's
this when I press end stream, man. See y'all next week, same time, same place. Appreciate you.
Go Tigers.
Go. Oh shit.
To the postseason, off season.
Missouri Tigers, white Tigers.
Chill.
Little Ice Cube.
Y'all look. Hey, y'all loud. Y'all chill, cuz.
Damn, he still got the record on.